100 men versus 1 gorilla. That was the talk of the internet for a few weeks. Whatever your answer to that question is up to you. But what if I tell you that you are stronger than you are? What if I tell you that the physical feats you can achieve right now is not your full potential? We like to think of humans as fragile, soft skin, brittle bones, weak muscles compared to wild animals, but that is far from the full story. Human strength isn't just in our muscle fibers or bone density. It is in how our body and brain work together to do things almost no other species can. We're far, far stronger than we've ever been told. Let's start with the body. The average person can only access about 60% of their muscles' true potential strength. That's because your brain acts as a safety governor. It stops you from tearing yourself apart by limiting how many muscle fibers you can activate. But under extreme stress, like a life or death situation, that limiter can be bypassed. Take the case of 19-year-old Charlotte Heffelmire in Virginia. Her father, Eric Heffelmire, was working on his GMC truck when the truck fell, gasoline spilled, and the fire was ignited, all in an instant. When Charlotte saw her dad, a life or death scenario was at play. Without thinking twice and weighing only about 120 pounds herself, Charlotte lifted the vehicle off her father so he could escape.
Eric Heffelmire was working on his truck in the garage when something unexpected happened.
The jack slipped and fell down and pinned me kind of across here on my shoulder. An instantaneous, really loud explosion that seemed to spread fire through the garage pretty fast.
But just when Eric thought he may not make it out alive, his 19-year-old daughter comes running to the rescue, lifting the car up, saving more than just her father's life.
I came into the garage and the garage was already on fire, and really from then I kind of snapped into the whatever super mode I had at that point and kind of did what I had to do.
That is just one of many scenarios where the human limiter has been bypassed. When survival is on the line, our body displays an extraordinary amount of human strength. This is made possible by a rush of the adrenaline hormone. Even without adrenaline, the human body is built for endurance and control. Our upright posture, tendon elasticity, and joint structure gives us unmatched mechanical efficiency. A gorilla might outlift us in raw force, but they burn out fast. Humans, on the other hand, can run, climb, throw, and lift for hours, adjusting every movement for precision and balance. That's a different kind of strength, a sustainable and intelligent strength. Take David Goggins, for example, a former US Navy SEAL and ultra-endurance athlete who exemplifies exactly this kind of engineered human strength. He entered the grueling Bigfoot 200, a 200-mile ultramarathon through Washington's Cascade Mountains with over 30,000 feet of elevation gain, severe terrain, and sleep deprivation. At 50 years old, he completed the race in just over 66 hours. He also completed the brutal ultra-marathon race Badwater 135 miles across Death Valley in 30 hours 18 minutes, placing 5th overall. Despite suffering stress fractures and pneumonia during his earlier SEAL training, he adapted and conditioned himself to handle extreme mechanical stress over extended periods. Our strength, endurance, and control are not the only thing making us superhuman. What is a house without the foundation? The same goes for our body. What is the flesh without the structure of our bones? Our bones are pound for pound as strong as granite. When stressed, bones don't just break, they rebuild stronger. That's called Wolff's law. The principle is that bones adapt to load over time and become more resistant. Researchers have shown that physical stress triggers bone remodeling. Bone structure, strength, and function respond to the forces placed on them. For example, in the 2017 review, Stress and Alterations in Bones, an Interdisciplinary Perspective, it's argued that mechanical stress is one of the key drivers of bone adaptation through complex mechanotransduction mechanisms. Don't ask me to explain. Here's how that works. When you apply load, like lifting weights, jumping, sprinting, or even just carrying heavy stuff, your bones sense the strain. Cells inside your bone detect the stress and initiate signals that lead to bone formation and bone resorption, but in a controlled way so that bones become stronger in the zones that matter. What that means for us is that through consistent challenges like lifting, loading, and moving, our skeleton literally evolves to handle it. You are not stuck with the body you have. Your body is a blueprint designed for improvement. But here's the real secret. Your mind is the gatekeeper of strength. Mental state, focus, and emotion directly affect physical power. Fear, anger, confidence, they change the way your nervous system recruits muscles. Olympic lifters often break personal records not just from better training, but from mastering mental control. That's why soldiers, athletes, and survivors can do things that seem impossible. They've trained not just the body, but the brain's permission to go further. Humans weren't made to be the biggest or fastest. We were made to be the most adaptable. So the next time you feel weak, remember this. You are carrying an ancient machine that has been fine-tuned to push, adapt, and overcome. You can grow stronger, faster, more powerful than your current self in ways your brain can't even fully measure yet. Human strength isn't about size. It's about the will to move past limits, physical and mental. And once you understand that, you'll never look at your body the same way again.